everybody, welcome back to Building SouthLake. So today we are going to be working on a underground highway, which I've actually already started. Since the last part, I've actually done quite a few things like off camera. A lot of some things were kind of like the boring stuff, like replacing grass with, the stone slabs that we use for the sidewalks, different things like that. But before I show you guys what I've been doing off camera, we're going to come over here to our subscriber of the week, of course, and get rid of that sign. And this one is going to be Sijam, so it's going to be a capital C, then J-A-M-M, Jam, Wolves, so let's put a space, and then E. Did I spell that right? Make sure I did. I did. Awesome. Boom! Sijam Wolves, thank you very much for watching. I hope you keep watching my... Oh, I didn't mean to put a sign there. Okay. So there's quite a few things to show you that have been added to the actual city itself, because like I said, I've added quite a few things since the last part. Hopefully you guys won't be too upset with me. But if you actually look at the map now, there's a lot less grass on the top part, like where we are now. Because basically I replaced all of the grass with the stone slabs where I needed it. Also, all these patches of grass right here are eventually going to be trees just like this. I'm trying to add more greenery, things like that, to the actual city itself. So you're going to see a lot more of these popping up around the city over time. The trees are actually just really boring to make, so I was trying to do it all at once. But mainly all the new stuff is kind of over here. Some of the new stuff really is over by the museum. So if you fly over there, actually, before we can go over there, you guys couldn't see anything. I also added these row buildings here, which they're not complete. We're going to probably complete them next part, hopefully. This building right here is complete, besides floors, obviously. But all the other ones we're going to complete next part. And then we have the museum, which is probably the most added new stuff. There's this new water feature right here, because right here, I really wasn't sure what to add. Mainly because of there wasn't enough space for a building, and I didn't want to put anything that close to the actual museum itself. And I did remember museums always have like something weird outside, like a weird architecture. So I wanted to have kind of something unique out here. And this is what I came up with. The SLC stands for SouthLake City. And it's just a unique water feature. I think it kind of looks really unique, I think, is probably the main thing I like about it. It also adds just a little bit more color. You can really see it. Like when you first walk up, it just catches your eye. Added these things of grass here, which aren't much, but they do make a big difference, surprisingly. Also, probably the other biggest thing that I added was this right here. So what I was going for here is kind of like a monument, because right here, if you guys remember a couple parts ago when we came over here, there really wasn't anything in between here. There wasn't enough space for a building. So I decided to make it a monument, like right in front of the museum, because I thought that'd be like really cool, perfect location for it. And so this is the design I came up for it. I tried going for a Washington Monument kind of design. So if we go up into it, you can actually go into it. If we go down, now if you're wondering why there's stairs and things like this, because it's horribly laid out, is because there's upside down stairs, which I cannot put ladders on to go straight down, so that's why you see those. And so basically down here is just kind of like a little, I guess, mini museum saying like, hey, this person created the city, things like that. We can go back up, and then we go back up again. And this up here, basically there's nothing, it's just a little viewing platform that you can kind of see things. And, let's go back down. Oh, I was going back up. Oh, my goodness. Whee! Alright, so the other new thing besides this, also I love these little infinite fire sources. Basically it's a hopper with a fire on top, and the fire just keeps going and makes it look like a infinite flame, which I actually really like. But the other new thing that was added was this big parking garage here, which I think was here a couple parts ago, but I finished it because I was getting tired of it not being finished. This is the very first actual garage, like parking garage on the actual server, so I'm actually pretty happy with it. It actually reminds me of like a casino. I can't think of a casino parking garage. I don't know why, it's just that design. I think it's the brick with the sandstone. But I think I kind of showed you guys everything that was new. So let's get started on what we're working on today, which is this right here. So basically this underground tunnel is going to go underground, obviously. That's where we're going. And it's going to go all the way across to the other side of the river when the river is complete. Because basically I didn't have room for a bridge because obviously this building right here is in the way. So the next best bet was to go down, and this is what I came up with. This is going to be the design that we're working with. So yeah, let's get started on this. So we need to have what? Oh, I need to take more swiftness. And perfect, there we go. This needs to go up one higher every time. Yeah, but so there's a couple of things I want to talk about today. Because I think it was last week I uploaded a video that I don't really think was controversial, but there was a couple of like talking points and everything like that that I want to touch on. So basically last week we talked about like PewDiePie and how much he makes, because a couple weeks ago it came out like he made $7 million in 2014, which is quite a bit of money, obviously. But I was talking about that and things like that, and a lot of people said they don't feel like YouTube is a career, and I kind of agree with you guys. I understand where you guys are coming from. And a lot of people are saying it's more of a hobby, but the way I look at it is it kind of starts off as a hobby, but then it kind of turns into a full career. And so basically some people were saying, well, how do you progress up on your own channel? You know, like in a real job you can progress up through the ranks, things like that get you more promotions. But if you think about it, what if you're a CEO? It's basically the exact same thing. You're already at the top, you're taking care of everything yourself. So what's the difference between that and a CEO? Like, does that make sense? Hopefully, because you're basically with the YouTube channel, for the most part, most YouTube channels, they work themselves and they do it themselves. They don't really have anybody else to help them with it. It's all themselves. So it's kind of like being a CEO to an extent of your own company. Now, the reason I think it starts off as a hobby is because once you get big enough to where people really keep coming back to watch your videos, then I think that's when it becomes a career, when you're actually making a decent amount of money that you can make a living off of it, which a lot of people can. I think these are gonna be 4 tall, so 2, 3, 4. So this needs to be one lower. There we go. And so I really think it's just more of a personal preference. I think a lot of it is people don't understand how much work goes into making YouTube videos on a daily basis, how much effort it takes going into it. Because mainly, there's days to where I don't want to record, but I still want to get my videos out to you guys. And one of the hardest parts about a channel sometimes is when you're not really in the mood to record, but you still have to record anyways, and you still have to sound excited. I've had those weeks and those months before. I think every YouTuber has. It's just one of those things to where it's just like a real job. You kind of get bored of it at some point, but then you remember like, no, this is an amazing job. So I'm really thankful that you guys watch my videos. It definitely helps me out quite a bit. I love it because this is a career to me at the moment. Just because, it's a fun job. A lot of people wish they could have their dream job, which is basically what I'm doing right now. And so I can't be any happier than what I am now. So I really got to thank you guys for that, because you're the ones who have really been supporting me throughout this entire, 3 years I've started my channel. So that is looking good. We need, where'd my stone slabs go? Here they are, with glowstone, and do. Also, you guys should let me know in the comments what you think of this underground highway. I actually like this design more than the other underground highway we have, mainly because I like how this one's going to be separated from the other side of the road. What I mean by that is there's this like dividing wall in between the two highways, and I actually kind of like it. I like how it's kind of like an oval shape to an extent when you're looking down it. When you look at the top, it doesn't look like oval, but when you're looking down a little bit, it kind of does to an extent. I don't know, I could be crazy too. That's probably the most reasonable answer. And then what we need, so what, this should be 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I fell. So then on the 5th block, yeah, so right above, we need to add these here. I really like building stuff like this. And so I'm sorry if some of you guys are mad or upset that I did a lot of stuff off camera. A lot of it's because there's times when I don't want to record, kind of like what I was talking about earlier, and I still want to build, and I just want to like relax, work on my city a little bit, because I can't do everything on camera. That's just the reality of it, because doing everything on camera would take a very, very long time to do everything. So usually what I do is I do a lot of boring stuff off camera, and I'll usually start projects, but I hardly ever finish them, mainly because I like to get the design set in stone so I know what I'm making before the video, and that way it's not just me, roaming around, getting rid of designs over and over again to find new ones for the video, because that way it can get pretty boring. That way, I like to make my videos straight to the point, you know, make sure I can give you guys exactly what I'm telling you I'm going to give you. It's easier that way, in my opinion. So we need to have 2 here, right? This should be, yeah, perfect. Oh, we're looking good. I actually cannot wait until this underground highway is complete. Now, it's not going to be fully complete for a long time, because the river has to be fully complete first. But it's still pretty close to being done. We got the main design, which is like the main thing we need to focus on, so. Oop. I did mess up. I think it's right here. There we go, right? Because there actually is one spot I messed up, which is actually right here. If you look, all the other ones are actually 5 wide. This one's actually 4. I just didn't realize it when I was making it, which kind of messed me up a little bit. But I didn't get rid of it, mainly because I already had a lot of the stuff done. And then I didn't want to have to go back and redo all of it. So I'm just going to keep it. I'll have to make sure I do it to the other side as well. I got 2 there. Oh, we're almost done with this one. It's really amazing how easy some of this stuff is. I feel like a lot of people, they really overthink things sometimes when it comes to building. Because I see a lot of comments saying, like, you're an amazing builder. I wish I could build like you. And in my opinion, it's like, you can, you know. I guarantee you have the talent to do it. You just have to find the right designs that work for you. Because really, Minecraft and just designing in general, not just Minecraft, it's more just finding your style. Because that's like the main thing. Because my style is more traditional compared to some people's modern, compared to people's medieval, ultra modern. There's so many different designs that really go into creating things. And the thing is, you have to find your own creations that you're good with and that you enjoy doing. Because I used to be modern, but then I've kind of gotten away from modern a little bit. I've talked about this quite a bit before. But the reason I've gotten away from modern a little bit is mainly because it's really hard to use modern in a everyday scenario. And especially with me creating cities, modern doesn't really fit in with cities. Mainly because it looks out of place. But you can kind of compromise between like traditional and... How come that doesn't seem right? I don't know, something seems wrong here. No, it's right. But it's because I don't have the... Oh, I see why. I need to have just this be 1. Whoopsie daisies. Oh, man. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is usually why I plan things out, so I don't mess up as many times. As you can tell, I've already messed up once in the span of like 15 minutes. Imagine how long it takes to come up with an actual design for me. Because I'm just really picky, as you guys know. I'm very picky about how my things look. Because making that fountain over by the museum probably took me 2 to 3 hours to make because of going through different designs. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to add a fountain there. You know, there were so many like different things I was thinking about. Like, well, what if I added this here instead? So I really had to like find something I liked. And I think, because mainly, like I said earlier, the museums always have like some weird contraption outside. And I didn't want to have just a regular fountain because those are just too plain. They're too simple. So I wanted to go with something unique. And I think that fountain is definitely a unique build. And is it the last one? Oh, actually it looks really good. I actually really like how this is turning out. One of the main things I'm not sure about though is what I'm going to do with the top here. I'm not sure if I want to fill it all in or like how I'm going to cover up so it flows smoothly underground. We also need to add our lines here. So nope, that's not right. Happy I caught that now before I actually start going too far. And and here we go. Yeah, but if you guys want to make stuff like this, you know, this series is mainly for you guys to take inspiration for, you know, your own cities. Because I understand a lot of people have a hard time making their own creations, getting ideas, which is, like I said earlier, the hardest part because you have to find your own style. And that's what this series is for. Hopefully it helps you find a little bit more of your style. It can show you a little bit more realism to an extent. Because I pride myself on trying to be realistic when it comes to building stuff like this. Because realistic stuff is actually, it's kind of hard to make because you want to make it feel realistic. And it's really hard to do that stuff on the fly. And I usually build my stuff on the fly too. So it's more of just, I look at my space, look at my creations, what I've done before, and try to find something that kind of fits everything. I yeah, I really like this tunnel. We need to add our things in here now, though. So we'll add, is it this one here? Oh, it's every other block. So we need to actually start this, adding these in here. So, boop, add that one. Some of these seem a little bit too tall, but I don't know why. It's probably just because they're off center a little bit. Add that. That one. Is that right? Hey! The glowstone here is to light up the tunnel, obviously, because tunnels can get very dark, as we saw earlier. Is that right? I don't know. Some things, like, they just don't look right sometimes when you're not, like, when you're just really thinking about it. It's like, is that how I did it before? And I think that's how I did it. So, I think we should be good. How much longer until we get to the top? My goodness. Because we still have more lights to add in here. Alright, there we go. So, this one needs to go... we actually might just do it this way. That way it's perfectly centered in all of these. And we'll skip the one that has 4, because that'll be one of the main problems. Well, it won't be really more of a problem, it would look weird. Like if I just, we'll just put it there. Whatever. Looking good. Boom, now we have tons of light, so let's see how light up it is. So if we take some milk to get rid of our swiftness and night vision. So there we go. So it's pretty well lit up. My words are just not working for me. We'll go set to nighttime. Boom. It's pretty well lit up. It's definitely one of the most lit up things on the server. As you can tell, it has quite a bit of light. And I actually like going down this. One of the main things was I needed to figure out how far down I needed to go, because I wanted to go 10 blocks down from underneath the river for the road, because I knew I'd have to have things like this that arch over it. Because I also wanted to add the arch design, because arch designs are actually one of the main things that keep a tunnel going and standing still, because it has a little bit more support. So I wanted to go for that. Set to day. Alright, so we got that done. So I'll probably try to finish up the next tunnel by next part. And next part, we're probably going to start working on these buildings over here. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. It is greatly appreciated. Let me know in the comments what you think of all the new stuff I added. Because like the museum, your things like that, I want your input on what you think of it. So thank you very much for watching, guys. It is greatly appreciated. I will talk to you guys later. So bye-bye.